West K Outdoors has been brought to you by Valley Firearms, your one-stop destination for all your firearms needs, shipping Canada-wide, coast to coast. Secret Creek Supplies for all your ultralight backpacking needs and much, much more. Secret Creek Kennels, no pets too big or too small, we do them all. On today's edition of West K Outdoors, I get to work with Willy pulling down dead trees on the property, and a little later on you get to meet my parents.
And that could be a good handle. And then you can get something like this type of thing.
Oh, it is, if I use my special hook. But you see how it's like that, and I could go around and loop through like that and hook it on. I have to turn it so I can use it like that, or I can turn it around and use it like this. Like that. Never seen another one. And the guy I bought the truck off of that bought it brand new said I'd never see another one. So this is what's called a twin stick transfer case. You don't see that very often anymore. So this explains how it works. 4-wheel drive in and out. So we're going to put 4-wheel drive in with this one. That's 4-wheel drive in. And then we probably want low range. Not that it matters when you got 536 gears, but I'll just try it in high because this thing's geared like a tank. It's full-time 4-wheel drive, so it doesn't have locking hubs. Some of them do. So it's always turning the front axle but not powering it. So that one engages the 4-wheel drive so it powers the front axle. This one is high-low range. But the beauty of a twin stick transfer case is you can have low range 2-wheel drive. And if we had a PTO, the lever would go through here, like our other Willys. The Willys wagon has a PTO winch, but you can get PTO just about anything for these. So only 3 gears in these things. The forward all the way is reverse, and where second normally would be in a normal vehicle is actually first, because it's a 3-speed transmission. So no synchros into first anyway, so you usually use second and third with 536 gears. But we'll give it a go here. Just like that. It's that easy when you got an old Willys. Still doing work 70 years later. It's a 1951. I didn't want to paint it because it was bought new in Nelson, BC by Emil Gobat. Don't know what his middle name was, but he got knighted during the war, so that's pretty cool. He was knighted in Paris. Did something in the war, but pretty cool guy. His son and his family get the truck. If something ever happens to me, I promised I would never paint it. Never take his name off the side because he bought it locally new. I'm only the second owner of this truck. It was bought in Nelson in 1951. So unfortunately, Emil passed away a few years ago. But his son, I just know him as Shorty. But he still lives in town. He tells me every time I see him that he learned to drive in this thing. So, and if you learn to drive in here, you can drive anything. So pretty cool. Local history. I got every license plate. This truck's been to the Yukon. It's been to Vancouver a couple times. Got lots of great photos of it. Got pictures of him hunting in it with him standing there with bucks. Pretty famous truck around Rossland. So I did every other repair on it, restored it, and put a flathead Ford V8 in it because it's had about 3 or 4 different engines in it, and the 4 cylinders keep blowing up because it's geared so low. So we put a flathead Ford V8 in it. And we drive it around. Not on the highway though. No safety gear. Probably don't want to put that on the internet.
Having a good time?
No, trying to figure out how I'm going to turn around with manual steering. That's all. Look at the way the tailgate functions. Regular tailgates go down to there nowadays. Willy's tailgates go down like that, so you can back right up to whatever, and you can stand right here, do whatever you want. Kind of a neat feature. They swing all the way down. If I didn't have that special hook on there that was added on later, it would swing down even further. Most of them didn't do that because they put great big bumpers on the back of them for pushing trees over and working on the farm. So, but when they were stock, they did that. But after they mount all kinds of great big bumpers on the back and everything, they don't do that no more. So we're out of gas. So we need to use the tailgate. That hasn't changed in 70 years. All the work still gets done on your tailgate. "70 years and we still have tailgate parties." I'm pretty sure the tailgate party started with the Willys Jeep. All the coolest stuff did.
That's your story and you're sticking to it?
That's my story and I'm sticking to it because they are the world's coolest truck that was ever built. Maybe we'll get some footage of the wagon, your wagon.
Nice.
His and hers. Try not to get oil all over my Willys. Or Willys, as some people say. I think that's the proper way to say it. Or in this one's case, Willy. Old Willy. Willy the workhorse, okay? And then we have Stewie.
Oh, I can't wait for
Stewie
Stewie.
the wagon.
And why is he called Stewie?
Why? The old guys will know. The young guys won't know. If there was ever a company called Studebaker, because I can't have just normal engines in any of my vehicles. I have to have, can't put a Chevy 350 or something like that. I got to put in the world's weirdest, hardest to get parts for engine, because I like to torment myself. So it has a Studebaker engine in it. Not this one, but the other one. The town one. My ladies ride.
Nice. Don't go spoiling me now.
Oh yeah, I know how to spoil you. Other ladies get a brand new minivan, you get a 70-year-old wagon. And a 53-year-old guy to go with it. This is what happens when you have all that stuff around the base of the tree, because it gets caught and then it knocks your chain off. So I was trying to clear it out so I could cut the tree, and it knocked the chain off. And I'm not Mr. Safety, so we will point that out for anybody on the internet, that no eye protection, no head protection, no leg protection. Yeah, so probably bad to have your chain come off when you're not wearing. So all you kids at home, don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. And that's your safety moment with Scott. This safety moment brought to you by the man with one eye. So I'm pulling the cord so I can see which way it goes, because you can put the chain on backwards. Well, before you tighten these all the way, you got to tighten the chain.
Yeah.
On here, this little screw, and it moves this back and forth and tightens the chain. I always make it a tad tight at the beginning,
Okay.
because it loosens up just a little bit once you use the saw.
Gotcha.
But it could be better with my maintenance. My dad would not be impressed. Willy gets all my love. And you, of course.
Thank you.
You and Willy, not my chainsaws. That's why I have 4. Can't have 4 wives.
No. Well,
4
you could.
girlfriends.
Just down the road, you could.
Expensive.
Oh, yeah.
These are burls. And my dad uses them for walking sticks and wood crafts that he makes. So we're gonna save a few of them for him.
Nice.
So try and reuse everything that we can. I should have cut this one better because that one's really neat with the 3 coming out of it like that. Ah, winning. That's a good one. Dad'll like that one. He'll make some kind of woodcraft out of that. My mom also makes pine needle baskets. She sometimes incorporates stuff like this into the pine needle baskets that she makes. Little Scottish white woman making traditional native crafts. Kind of a contradiction. I think my whole family's a contradiction.
I think at the end of the day, if everybody's celebrating a particular art and
Keeping it alive.
and keeping it alive, yeah, it's an honor and it's paying homage, you know.
Keeping it alive.
Yeah,
Mom actually teaches courses on how to do it
yeah,
so that they don't lose their traditional
yeah,
crafts.
yeah.
Kind of neat.
It is kind of neat. Yeah, your parents are quite the story too, with having lived off grid for so many years. That this to them, it's also a joy, but it's based from their love of being in the outdoors and
Yeah,
in their
that's how they
life.
grew up.
Yeah,
Flying, hunting, and fishing resorts their whole life.
yeah, yeah.
Then they passed on their disease to me.
Hey, you're welcome. Cool.
It's a good disease.
Yeah.
So we'll start with some of these burls, and they can be used for various parts of the project. Some of these that are round would make a good end on a walking stick, such as this type of thing, which can also be for protection as well. If you're out in the woods and you have some type of an animal, coyote or something that you're nervous of,
Yes.
they will be able to be used for protection, and they're perfectly legal to carry, so they're good for that. And then if you're going to be doing possibly a cane handle, then you may want something such as this, and you have to sort of look at it and take the bark off, of course, and then what you do is you see how the wood is going to talk to you about what it can become. This type of thing here possibly could be used for my wife for the top of one of her baskets.
Yeah.
It's got a good palm swell to it, and that could be a good handle. You can put a hole in here, and then you can get something like this type of thing.
Right.
And this is designed so that your thumb can go in here and your hand can, you know, feel comfortable in the cane.
Right.
And also have something like this, and maybe a little planer, but still has a bit of design to it. You try to look for something. These particular ones with this darker color
Yes.
are bug-killed wood,
Ah.
and so, you know, depending on the design, you know, they can be quite interesting and quite appreciative. Now this one here is one that you do carving in. I don't have any to show you with faces on right now, but this is an example of carving in, and this can be done with the knife, also with a Dremel tool, if you have a Dremel tool. And so that's just, you know, something you can carve in, and then gives a bit of a grip on the handle too as well.
Absolutely beautiful.
You have to take the bark off first, which is quite a process.
Yes.
And then what you want to do is dry it, and then after that you want to put a stain on it. I usually put a couple of coats of stain on, and then I usually put a varnish on to bring out some of the interesting things in the patterns in the wood.
Beauty. Now you don't just do canes, you've done a lot of your furniture as well.
Yes, I've done furniture. This chair is an example of some of the chairs that I do. I don't do a lot of chairs because you know, they're very time consuming.
Yes.
And they're and the thing is, if you want to have this type of thing on the arms, then you have to find stuff that sort of matches.
Yes.
Which is not always that easy to find.
No.
And then I also do these tables.
Oh.
Some with burls.
Yeah.
Some people like them without burls. So this is a rustic table.
Yeah.
And this is all this wood is bug killed or dead wood.
Beautiful.
So we're not using any live trees for these things at all.
Beautiful. Hey June, so Terry's been wonderful enough to show us his woodworking skills.
And I use his woodworking skills in my projects
Beauty.
too. He did this one for me out of a slice of wood.
Yeah.
And another one here too. This one over here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, he did that one for me. And I've been doing this for maybe 9 or 10 years, and my style is rustic. I'm a rustic person. I like things earthy.
Yes.
And so I try to incorporate, you know, the colors, earthy colors. I do every now and then throw splashes of color in.
Sure.
But tend to be more earthy.
Yeah.
I get my pine needles from a friend's property in Merritt, from Ponderosa trees. And then I do also order some from North Carolina because they're longer and they dye better.
Ah, okay.
So I can dye them. Like, you know, this happens to be a brown one, which I've been using on this one.
Right.
This basket here. And anyway, it's relaxing for me. And it's affordable hobby to do.
Yeah.
And I
Beautiful.
quite enjoy it.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I see your influence from your artisan friends that you do at the co-op.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I was making so many baskets, every friend has one.
Yeah.
And so my husband suggested that I see if they would if I could join this artisan group.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for 6-7 years.
Yeah.
And so we have a little gallery, and we all display our artwork and
Fabulous.
sell our stuff, and
Fabulous.
have a nice group of people that are interested in arts.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I enjoy that.
Good,
So,
good. Yeah, that's lovely.
my son gave me these antlers, and so I've made all the boys an antler basket.
Yeah.
Terry burnt the center, and you can add beads. We love stuff to do with First Nations,
Yeah.
so we have.
Fabulous.
He did that one.
And that's a particular favorite because this one sits on your mantle.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can also get agates, and
That's beautiful.
yeah, and then add the beads again.
Well, thank you. And this one's a really, really sweet little piece. This
Yeah.
one you said has raffia on it?
Right. When I first started, you don't. I'm using wax thread now, and because I tend to like things tight.
Yes.
But a lot of people do it out of the raffia.
Okay.
Which that basket's done out of raffia.
Yeah.
But for me, I kept breaking the raffia because you have to make it wet
Yes.
to work with it. Every time I would pull it, I'd
Right.
be breaking it and have to start again.
Yeah.
So, but I do like the look that it does.
Yeah.
The raffia look. So.
Beauty, beauty.
Yeah.
And talk to me about the care of these. Are they hard to keep?
No. I do put lacquer on them.
Yeah.
Because I like them to be stiff and like not floppy.
Yeah.
And very easy. A lot of people use them for fruit, or at their front door where they throw their phones, their keys.
Yeah.
They use them for stuff like that, and it will get dusty.
Yeah.
So if they get dusty, all you need to do is wrap a damp soapy cloth.
Yeah.
And just don't soak them.
Yeah.
But just sort of damp wipe
Beautiful.
them, and they'll just go on
Yeah.
forever, for a long time.
Lovely.
Yeah, goodness.
And so how long do you spend on each basket, do you think? How many hours?
Actually.
Yeah.
Probably something like that's got 17 to 20 hours in it.
Goodness me. Yeah.
They're not all sitting in a row. Just, I
Yeah.
pick it up when I've got a couple hours or an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I could never sit and do that.
No, but you do find it relaxing, so it'll be one
yes.
hobby that you always have in your repertoire.
Yeah, I think so. I do want to get back to my quilting.
Because you have a
great grandson coming.
sweet.
So,
yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
West K Outdoors has been brought to you by Central Island Rentals and Sales, Canadian Coyote Company, home of the Seneca snares and so much more. West K Outdoors, so much more than just a trapping show. Check us out online.